Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of the Fumble Sports Daily Betting Show. Appreciate all of you joining us. So excited to get into another day of sports betting action. If you've been with us, you know every day we talk betting, fantasy, and of course just rant about sports. So I hope you're joining us. Whether it's on Instagram Live with our behind the scenes view, on TikTok Live, as you can see everything up on your screen, and of course on YouTube Live. Make sure you guys are following us. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. That way you know every time we're live, you can engage with us off air. And of course, if you subscribe, we will have some exclusive subscriber shows coming up in the next few days. With that said, as we always do, we're going to hand out a lot of bets today. So make sure that you have some paper ready. You have some of your sports books up. Make sure you join us. We're going to be live for the next 2 hours. Again, the next 2 hours, Fumble Sports is going to be live, going through everything around the world of sports. And as Lope has already brought up here on Instagram Live, this is an exciting day because there isn't just sports betting. There is also schedule release. If you're an NFL fan, this is a big day. You're finally learning where your teams are going to be playing, what weeks, what locations. We know the matchups, but we don't know in what sequence. That all goes down today. Some of those leaks have been coming out throughout the morning. We will continue to talk about those, but of course, we can't make money on the NFL today. We can make money on the NHL, NBA, and MLB, so that is where we're going to spend a lot of our attention today. So if you've got questions, we've got answers. Feel free to throw them in the chat. For all of those watching, here's how we play it. If you're watching on TikTok Live, hit that like button. Every time we get up to another 1,000 likes, we give out one of our favorite bets of the day. Those have been doing decently well. Yesterday we went 6 for 11. We have not done well on our MLB player prop bets. I will admit. Let's look over how we did yesterday. We've been ice cold on our MLB player prop bets, so Chris Bryant didn't help us out there. But outside of that, we've been kind of cooking. So we've done really well the last 2 days on our MLB game bets. We're 5 for 6 in our 2 MLB game bets. So if we put out an MLB pick, chances are that's a hot pick these days. So definitely keep your eye focused on that. We did miss on our Chris Bryant play, like I mentioned. We've been struggling with our MLB player prop bets. We gotta look into how we're picking those. As for NBA player prop bets, we did okay, 4 for 7. We got burned a little bit by LeBron James not getting over those assists. If he had hit the over on assists, we would have hit 2 bets. We missed on it. That had been a hot trend, no longer. We're okay with that. We ride trends until ultimately they fade. But that's what we did yesterday. We've got a whole new day of betting to get to. So everybody settle in. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday and hope you're excited about another opportunity to bet on sports today. As always, we're going to go through using our Outlier app, which is a great tool to find trends, data, all the information that we need to cash in on some of these bets. And of course, it offers us some comparison shopping. So if you guys like a certain bet, but you don't know where to find it at the best odds, throw your comment in the chat. We're more than happy to answer all of your questions. So if you're like, man, I love this play, but is there a better spot to get it? We will help you find the sports books that's going to give you the best opportunity to cash in on what is a really good bet. So we're going to use our Outlier app, which is a great tool. Make sure you guys use Outlier. If you guys want access to it or you want a link to it, DM us after the show or during the show and we'll get to it afterwards. But DM us and we will send you a link for Outlier with a free 7-day trial. So make sure you DM us, whether you're watching on Instagram Live, TikTok Live, or on YouTube. Make sure you DM us to get that Outlier app. So Deadpool up here on TikTok Live, loyal viewer, appreciate you joining us, says, I can't believe the Lakers and Miami lost last night. I'm actually not that surprised. I thought the 2 home teams would kind of hold serve. The only thought I had was maybe Miami would make it a little bit tighter, cover the spread, but I did think the Knicks were going to win. I definitely thought the Golden State Warriors were going to win. I didn't think, the Lakers were going to have the same kind of dedication, conviction, focus going into Game 5. I think they knew that the Warriors were going to bounce back, and they had, 3 games to get 1 win. So I think the Lakers were being a little lackadaisical last night. But also, the Warriors just weren't shooting well. They were making a lot of mistakes in the previous 2 games. I expected the Warriors to bounce back. The real question is Game 6. The Lakers have been one of the Lakers have been one of the best teams at home in the playoffs, and obviously the Warriors were the worst against the spread team, either the worst or the second worst against the spread team at on the road during the regular season. So if trends continue, it should be the Lakers winning in Game 6. But that suggests that the Golden State Warriors' run in dynasty and magical tenure as dominant champions of the NBA is coming to an end. Hard to bet against them over the last few years, but if you're going off of this year's trends, it will be the Warriors in Game 6. Question, do you think AD will be out for Game 6? No, I don't. No, I don't. And I actually think he did suffer a concussion. I think they're not telling us everything. I think they're actually trying to make it sound like it wasn't that big a deal, though I actually think he is banged up. There's something off there. His equilibrium is off. But I think that AD will play in Game 6. If for no other reason, I think AD and the Lakers know how pivotal Game 6 is. They've got to close out the Warriors in 6, or I think they will lose in Game 7 at Golden State. So I think Game 6 becomes incredibly important. AD knows his legacy. AD is aware when you're a big man of the Lakers, you are in the ultimate echelon of basketball excellence. Wilt, Kareem, Shaq. If you want to throw Pau Gasol, Game 6, I expect him to play. Stephen Pock, welcome to the show. Appreciate you joining us. Thoughts on Mets game over-under? Let's jump into it. We've been talking a little bit about the NBA, but let's talk some MLB, and let's talk specifically about that Mets-Reds game that's going to be going off at 12:35. That's the early game. One of the reasons we're having an early show today. We always try to get you guys our takes and our picks before the early baseball games start. That way you could throw bets in before the first pitch. We're going to look at this Mets-Reds game, and we're being asked about the over-under. We're being asked about the over-under in this Mets-Reds game. Over-under is set at 10.5. 10.5 is what it's set at. Here, I'll slide this over so you can see. 10.5. Now, we've been really hot with our over-under plays using our Ballpark Pal website. The Ballpark Pal website is the place to go to get weather and how for MLB games and how the weather is going to impact the outcome of the game. It has been a red hot tool for us of late. We really like using it. We missed on it with the Cubs-Cardinals game last night, but other than that, it's been a really consistent tool. So the only game today that actually has, as you see, plus run probability and a lesser home run probability, only -4, is this Mets-Reds game. This Mets-Reds game is expected to be the best offensive game of the day, at least according to the weather. Cincinnati already kind of has a ballpark that's prone to offense. Now, the wind is blowing in, but clearly not enough, only that -4 probability on home runs. So, for a number of reasons, that game's going to have some offense. Let's dive into a little bit more. Let's look at the outlier app, and let's look at it from the over perspective, rather. We're going to look at this game from the over perspective, just based off of the weather. So here you see the totals for the game. Again, one of the things I like to do is I like to look at the breaking point. Where's the point where I'm getting the best odds? So you see 9.5 -135, over 10 -120, and then 11 the +112, or +120 rather. But the under 10 is +100. Under 10 is +100. Very interesting. We're looking at it from an over 10 perspective. Now, this line has fluctuated. It did shift up from 10 to 10.5. So if you like the under, you got a little bit of help there. We're looking at head-to-heads, or recent performances by the two teams. Under 3 out of 5 in the Mets' last 5. Reds, the under 3 out of 5 out of the last 5. That first Mets game is kind of skewing things. There was 13 runs scored in that game. Outside of that, few runs scored. The head-to-head, this data, 3 of these games from the data is from August. You can't take too much from that. take a look at the starting pitchers. Let's take a look at the starting pitchers for this Mets-Reds game. We're checking it on the over to see if it's a good play. For the Mets-Reds, Derek Law, starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds. 2-4 record, but the 3.18 ERA is impressive. 17 innings, still could build up some more sample size, but still not a bad ERA, given, 17 innings is about 3 starts worth of work. Obviously, he's had more outings than that, but that's what you kind of equate it to if you're looking at starting pitcher. That said, Mets, Kodai Senga, who's pitched really well to start his MLB career. 4-1 record, 3.38 ERA. I know they'd probably like that a tick down, get it closer to flat 3. But that said, he's pitched pretty well. 32 innings, averaging 10.12 Ks per 9. The whip is 1.47. Vitamin here on IG says Law is only pitching 1 to 2 innings. Lively is pitching the bulk of the innings. Yeah, I expected him to be a starter in this one. Absolutely. No, I expected that to be the case. But I was trying to find any indication that this is a good play to play. Vitamin, I like the under on the game. It's interesting. I'm kind of leaning in that direction too. I know that the weather suggests this is going to be the best offensive game of the day, but I'm not really crazy about the offenses here, and I'll mention why. First of all, I like the starting pitcher of the Mets. First, he's pitched well so far this year. He's facing a weaker offense, and the Reds have never faced him before, so advantage pitcher. There, for a number of reasons, I like the Mets on the money line. You can kind of hear it based off of the starting pitchers. As for the offense, 10.5 runs seems pretty high for me. I don't know where the offense is coming from for 10.5. Again, I could see the Mets jumping out, putting 5-6 runs on the board. Can I see the Reds matching that with 4 runs of their own, 5 runs of their own? That seems a touch too high. I'm not crazy about this game. Admittedly, I'm leaning away from the total in this game. But if you had to ask me, and you have, which direction I would go in, I'd probably lean slightly towards the under in the Mets-Reds game. Slightly towards the under, but under at 10.5. The under at 10.5, I'm getting at plus 100. So I love that. Really, there's a part of me, if you're watching on TikTok Live and on YouTube, you can see it here as we use the Outlier app. I'd actually rather take it at under 11 and get it at minus 145. I don't mind the odds being at minus 145. I still think that's a pretty good bet. I could also parlay that with another game, get it closer to plus odds. So for a number of reasons, I think I like the under. Again, I lean closer towards the under 11 than I would the under 10. I'm okay with the odds shifting away from my favor. Parlay it with something else. There are a couple games that I really like in baseball today, so parlay them with another one of my favorites. Shift that from minus 145 closer to even or plus odds. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Every time we hit 1,000 likes, we give out one of our favorite bets of the day. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's get up to 1,000 likes as fast as we can. Appreciate all of you guys joining us on Instagram Live, TikTok Live, and on YouTube. This audience is incredible. Hope you've been enjoying our shows. We are live every single day for at least an hour, if not 2. So make sure you guys are hitting that follow button. Make sure you follow us. That way you know every time we're live. You can always engage with us. You can always ask your questions, but make sure you're following us. Have to be a part of this great community in order to take advantage of it. Appreciate you guys hitting that live button. Again, once we get up to 1,000 likes, we'll give out one of our favorite bets of the day, and we'll keep doing that every time we hit another 1,000 likes. So whether you're watching on TikTok Live, casually or passively, make sure you're hitting that screen. Okay, Deadpool's got another one for us. Do you think the 76ers finish the series tonight, or will it go 7? Let's dive into the game. I actually won't say my pick just yet. Let's dive into the game and let's break it down a little bit. We are looking at the Boston Celtics against the Philadelphia 76ers, a pivotal game 6. I know a lot of you guys will be watching tonight, but the question is, how should we bet this game? Let's look at it from a 76ers money line perspective. Let's look at it from a money line perspective for the 76ers to start. So, didn't mean to do that. So, if I jump into Outlier, I just see head-to-heads. Obviously, you know what you're getting. 3 out of the last 5. the 76ers have won. What's interesting to me is the odds have shifted over the course of the last few hours, over the course of the morning. So clearly, it jumped a little bit to plus 125. You have to believe some money came down on the Celtics. But over the course of the morning, I think you're going to see more people put money down on the 76ers, actually. I think a lot of people are reacting to that Celtics Game 5 performance. And I actually think the Celtics, maybe some smart bettors will come down on it, but I think public money may come down the other way. So interested to see where the line movement is right now. As for the 76ers, there are no trends that stand out to me. There's no trends that stand out to me. We obviously have insights about some of the players in the game. This is the one trend that stood out. I want to make sure you guys see it on the screen. It's here on the left side. The Celtics are 7-2 against the spread versus the 76ers in the 2022-2023 season. That's regular season and the playoffs. 7-2 against the spread is interesting because obviously the Celtics are a road favorite today. So if this were to hold, the Celtics win would be guaranteed. But that said, the 76ers at home aren't as strong a play as they have been on the road, at least in the Celtics matchup. For a number of reasons, I'm feeling the Celtics on this game, I have to admit. Now, I will say I had the Celtics to win Game 5. I had the 76ers covering Game 5. So I did get the winner wrong, but we got the spread right. In this matchup, it feels like the Celtics are going to bounce back. It feels like the Celtics, at least from how I'm looking at that game, the Celtics shot as poorly in that game as they possibly could. What's interesting about this series is the Celtics in Game 1 shot as well as you could, but lost. They had that great shooting percentage, but ended up losing on that game-winning three-pointer by James Harden. And then you look at Game 5, and they lost shooting as poorly as they did. The Celtics' 3 losses in the series, one was a game winner by Harden in Game 1. One was a winner by Game Harden in Game 4. One was a winner by, one was a poor shooting performance by the Celtics in Game 5. So for a number of reasons, the law of averages, water finding its level, the Celtics should shoot well in tonight's game. And if the Celtics shoot well, especially from 3, the expectation is they're going to win. When the Celtics shoot well, they tend to win. They didn't shoot well last game. Do I think that you're going to have back-to-back games where they shoot at such a low percentage? I mean, just to bring something up, I actually wanted to talk about this separately. But let's go quickly to the 76ers Celtics Game 5 box score. There's something I want to point out in this box score that really stood out to me, and I want to make sure you guys are aware of it because I think it will ultimately impact how a lot of you guys think about betting this game because like so many of us, I think we overreact at times to what we just saw. But the truth of the matter is, if I go to the box score and I look at how these two teams have done or how these two teams performed in Game 5. What you're going to see, I'm going to shift it over to make sure you do see it. What you're going to see is Al Horford was the difference in a negative way. Al Horford, 0 for 7 from 3-point, 0 for 7 from the field. 0, 0, 0 points from Al Horford. That's not Al Horford's game. Al Horford's more consistent than that. He had a terrible shooting performance. But if I look at his game log, and I look at Al Horford's, game log, he's usually closer to 10 points. 7, 10, 17, 11, 10. So the whole point is, the Celtics lost Game 5 by 12 points. Al Horford had 0 points. He usually has about 10, 11 points. So if you think Al Horford doesn't lay an egg and just has a normal game for him, that's a one-possession game. So for a number of reasons, I feel like we're making it out that like the 76ers had this dominant blowout win. If you just want to argue that one player from the Celtics completely laid an egg and had a terrible game, and if that hadn't happened, this game could have easily been a one-possession game at the end. It kind of tells you the Celtics are the better team. They just haven't played their best basketball yet. I fully expect the Celtics play the best version of basketball we've seen them play. If you want to say Game 2 was their best, fine. But we're going to see something closer to Game 2 than Game 5. I expect the Celtics to win tonight. I expect the Celtics to cover tonight. So I have the Celtics not just winning on the money line, but I have the Celtics covering that 2.5. I think the Celtics are going to win. And I actually think the shooting performance of the Celtics is going to be impressive. I don't think this game is going to be as close as people may think. So I think the Celtics are actually going to have a great bounce-back game. More than happy to be wrong for 76er fans, but that's my expectation for tonight's game. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. We haven't given out one of our best bets yet of the day. We haven't hit 1,000 likes, so make sure you're hitting that like button as many times as you can. Let's get up to 1,000 likes, and let's make sure I'm able to give out one of our favorite bets of the day. Okay, Deadpool, what are your thoughts on Suns Nuggets? Okay, let's dive into that game. So we're looking at Suns Nuggets. Now, obviously, I'm just going to admit the obvious here. Home team has been the play in this series. The home team has won every game. So as we evaluate this, I do want to look at it from a Suns winning perspective. Here's your strong trend. The Suns are 4-0 versus the Nuggets at home this season. So both regular season and the postseason, the Suns have won every matchup in Phoenix. That definitely bodes well. I do think that the Suns play better at home. And maybe more importantly, what we've really seen is the Nuggets defense doesn't travel. The Nuggets defense did not travel well in games 3 and 4 to Phoenix. I kind of expect that to be the case tonight. I expect Kevin Durant and Devin Booker to obviously have great scoring performances. But my expectation is the home team continues to own this series. I expect that it's going to be the Suns on the money line. Now, let's look at it from a spread perspective. Spread on this one is Phoenix 2.5. Much like the Celtics one, I feel like the team I'm taking on the money line, I'll also take on the spread. So I'm going to take Phoenix minus 2.5. You're getting them at minus 110. There's a part of me that almost wants to, for both games, maybe run a little bit of risk here. Maybe run a little bit of risk. I'm not usually like this, but if I took Phoenix at, let's say, minus 3.5, I'm now getting it I'm getting it at even odds. If I take Phoenix at minus 4.5, I'm getting it plus 118. Do I think this is going to be a last shot game in Phoenix tonight? I don't, actually. I think Phoenix is going to win by 5-7 points. So I actually like Phoenix, and if you wanted to actually grow it a little bit and take it at, let's say, Phoenix at minus 3.5, minus 4.5, I wouldn't hate on that. So Deadpool, I know there's not a lot of trends outside of the home team has been the team to bet on, but for a number of reasons, I do like the Suns tonight on the money line, and I actually might take them on the spread even bigger than what Vegas is offering right now. In fact, I kind of want to see that for the other game. Curious to know what I could get if I do like Boston, if I do like the Celtics tonight, and I wanted to take the Celtics, let's say, minus 4.5. That's at plus 124. It's not great, actually. I thought it would be a little bit better, so I think I'd just stick with Celtics minus 2.5. But that said, for both of these games, I think the money line team will also cover the spread, and I think it'll be by like between 4 and 7 points rather than the 2.5 points that Vegas has it set at right now. Appreciate all of you guys watching on Instagram Live. If you guys have questions, I'm definitely paying attention to Instagram Live, so throw your questions in the chat. If you've got questions about tonight's games, any player prop bets, anything you guys want to rant about, throw your comments in the chat on Instagram Live. I absolutely will be paying attention to those as well. If you're watching on TikTok Live and on YouTube, make sure you throw your comments in the chat, any questions that you have. And of course, hit that like button. We haven't hit 1,000 likes yet, so haven't given out one of our favorite bets of the day. Definitely our slowest show when it comes to getting those bets out. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's get up to 1,000 likes, and that way we can give out some of our favorite bets of the day. Boss Lady, appreciate you hitting that like button. Make sure you keep at it. I want to give out, we have at least 12 of our favorite bets loaded up today because we hit 11,000 likes yesterday. I wanted to make sure we were all loaded up, so let's see if you guys are able to hit that like button enough today. Vitamin, what are your favorite thoughts on the early games of baseball? Sox and KC, Minnesota and Padres. Okay, here, Vitamin, the one thing I want to make note of, both of those early games are running risk of weather in terms of rain. So just keep your eye on that one. Little risky. That said, White Sox against the Royals. White Sox against the Royals. I like the under in that game. I want to make sure I've got my bets all called up correctly. So in that, in the San Diego Minnesota game, we like the under. In the San Diego Minnesota game, we like the under. The reason for that, Darvish is on the mound. Minnesota hitters against Darvish have just a .222 batting average, 2 walks to 19 strikeouts. So Darvish against the Twins, usually a strong matchup. Additionally, the under is 5-0 in the Padres' last 5 games versus a right-handed starter, and the under is 5-1-1 in the Twins' last 7 interleague games. So for a number of reasons, Vitamin, I like the under. I like the under in the Twins, Padres-Twins game. I like the under in the Padres-Twins game. Okay, another game that you asked about, the early game, White Sox, Kansas City. I like the under in that as well, the under 9.5. So the 2 early games, I like the under in both of them. And the last game, I as I always do, you could check them out on our website, buttfumblesports.com. We give out our favorite MLB bets of the day, so if you go to our website, you could check those out. The third one is the Tampa Bay Rays at the Yankees. I like Tampa Bay on the money line tonight. It's Drew Rasmussen, or Rasmussen, however they pronounce it. I've heard it different ways, but Drew Rasmussen is how I'll pronounce it. Drew Rasmussen. Yankee hitters against him. 195 average, no home runs, no RBIs, 3 walks, 14 strikeouts. Domingo Germán is starting for the Yankees. Tampa Bay hitters against him, 256 average, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. The Rays are 6-1 in their last 7 road games with a total set between 7 and 8.5 runs. I like Tampa Bay on the money line. So one more time, the 3 MLB games that I really like today are Padres Twins under 8.5. White Sox Royals under 9.5, and the Tampa Bay Rays on the money line. Those are 3 of my favorite bets of the day. Okay, you guys finally started hitting that like button at the rate that we needed to go at, and that's how we got up to 1,000 likes so quickly. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button like you do, and that allows me to give out one of my favorite bets of the day. So because we've hit 1,000 likes, I get to give out one of my favorite bets of the day. So we're going to throw this up like we do up on the screen. So if you're watching on TikTok Live and on YouTube, you'll be able to see it, and we'll reference back to it throughout the show in case you miss it. And for those watching on Instagram, I will reference them. So just keep an ear open, and that way you can hear my favorite bets of the day. Okay, here we go. In fact, we just hit 2,000 likes. So we owe you 2 of our favorite bets of the day, and we will jump right into it. We're going to start with the Boston Celtics 76ers game. So for this one, we're going to start with Jason Tatum. And we're going to go over 29.5 points. So our first favorite bet of the day is Jason Tatum over 29.5 points. Tatum has exceeded 29.5 points in 13 of his last 15 games after a loss. In fact, over his last 15 games after a Boston Celtics loss, Jason Tatum is averaging just over 32 points per game. So our first favorite bet of the day that we're giving out because we hit 1,000 likes on TikTok Live is Jason Tatum over 29.5 points today. I'm getting that at -115. I do want to dive into this just a little bit before I give out my other favorite bet of the day, just so we can talk about this one particular play just a little bit more. Just so you guys can see it. I want to bring it up. Jason Tatum. Here you see points. The under at 31.5 may be the stronger play. The under at 29.5 they're saying is a 53% probability. But here's what I like about the... See, I like the over 29.5 here. The reason I like that is I actually feel like the loss, again, after a loss, that's what I'm looking for. Here's another strong trend actually in our favor. So we had a strong trend in our favor, Tatum after a loss. But but you're seeing he's failed to hit 33.5 points in 15 of his last 20. So what you're really saying is it's going to be right around 30 points. So if you guys wanted to play this, both sides of it, take over 29.5, under, let's say, 32.5, I think you're going to be living right. I think Jason Tatum, this is a legacy game for him. We talked about Anthony Davis a moment ago with Game 6. This is a legacy game for Jason Tatum. He needs to win this game. Not only that, he needs to play well. A lot of people have been starting to say Jaylen Brown's actually played like he's the best player on the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum's in a lot of commercials. He's got a lot of marketability. But if he wants to be the next superstar in the NBA, you can't have the kind of playoff series that he's had. Jason Tatum needs to have a good night tonight, and I think he will. Passing, scoring, all-around game, my expectation is Jason Tatum plays much better today. So keep your eye, like I said, on that total. Keep your eye. We like it at over 29.5. Here you can see the trends. Now, it may not look like a strong trend, but we like it after the loss. After the loss is the strong play. Jason Tatum has exceeded 29.5 points in 13 of his last 15 games after a loss. Okay, you guys have been doing your work, hitting that like button. Appreciate it. I promised every time we hit another 1,000 likes, we would give out one of our favorite bets of the day. Because you guys are putting in the work, hitting that like button, we are now up to over 3,000 likes, so I owe you guys 2 more bets. We're all loaded up, so I have no problem handing out these best bets of the day. Keep hitting that like button. I'm all about it. Okay, our next favorite bet of the day, we're going to stay in this 76ers Celtics game, but we're going to go to the other superstar on the other side of the floor, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid. Where are we going with Joel Embiid? We're going the same place we're going with Tatum, just with lesser points, but over. Over 26.5 points. I think the superstars play well tonight. This is a big game, legacy game. So you're not getting the kind of odds on this that you'd be getting elsewhere. This isn't a great odds play, but the reason I'm including it is a lot of you guys use player prop bets and parlays. This is one that I would add to like a 2-player prop bet parlay, and that is Joel Embiid over 26.5 points. I know it's minus 275. I know that's not great odds, but bear with me. The reason I'm giving it out is I feel so sure. I feel really confident in this play, and therefore I feel like it's good to add into a parlay with one other bet, 2 other bets. So keep your eye on this one. The reason I like this play so much, Joel Embiid has exceeded 26.5 points in 16 of his last 20 games at home against an opponent with a winning record. So when Joel Embiid is in Philadelphia playing great competition, he raises his level of game, he raises his scoring average. So Joel Embiid is actually averaging at home over the last 20 games against a team with a winning percentage. He's averaging 34.8 points per game. So this 26.5 feels really low. I know minus 275, a lot of you guys are going to be hating on me, rolling your eyes like, that's not a good bet. If you parlay it with another player prop bet, bring those odds down. I feel like it's a really good play. But this is one I didn't want to overlook. I love the trend. I wanted to hand it out because I like the trend so much. Okay. Appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure you guys continue to hit that like button. We'll get back to your questions in a moment. But because you guys have been crushing that like button, we're already past 3,000 likes. So I actually owe you another one of our favorite bets of the day. And so because I owe you, I got to deliver. Let's go away from that Celtics 76ers game for the moment, because we'll get back to it. We haven't given out any NHL plays during our live shows. We haven't given out an NHL play yet. We found our first NHL player prop bet that we like. Let's see if we do better on this one than we have MLB of late. So, here we go. The player we're going to look at is Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes, big game tonight for the Devils. The New Jersey Devils are in a 1-3 hole against the Carolina Panthers. So, it's a do-or-die situation for the Devils. So we're looking at Jack Hughes, superstar of the Devils, and I'm going to say over 3.5 shots. So over 3.5 shots, I'm getting that at minus 110. Now, again, we haven't given out any NHL plays in the shows earlier in the week just didn't find any trends that I really liked. There was nothing that really stood out, something that could really get me excited about putting money down. But I really like this one, and I'll explain why. First of all, here's the trend. Jack Hughes has over 3.5 shots on goal in 5 of his last 6 games on the road. He's actually averaging 5 shots on goal in his last 6 games on the road. Now, the reason I really like this is the situation. This is a do-or-die, must-win, backs-against-the-wall game for the Devils. In that kind of situation, they're going to tell their superstar to shoot as many times as possible. They want the puck on net. Jack Hughes is going to have the puck on his stick as much as anybody else in this game. He knows how to get shots from different places on the ice. I like this play because the urgency that the Devils have, the star power of Hughes, for a number of reasons, I love this play. Jack Hughes over 3.5 shots. Again, I'm getting that at -110. For all those who are watching on Instagram Live, I want to make sure I reiterate the 3 favorite bets that we've put up on the screen here on TikTok Live and on YouTube, since you guys can't see it. So bear with me, guys. I want to repeat our favorite bets of the day so far. Here are the 3 so far. The first one, Jason Tatum, over 29.5 points. I'm getting that at -115. Again, that's Jason Tatum over 29.5 points at -115. The next bet that we like today is Joel Embiid. Embiid over 26.5 points at -275. You heard that right. I know -275 won't get a lot of you guys excited, but I feel like it's a really good bet to fold into some player parlays, or player prop bet parlays rather. Again, that's Joel Embiid over 26.5 points, and yes, roll your eyes, it's at -275. Finally, the third favorite bet that we have, because you guys have been hitting that like button on TikTok, is Jack Hughes over 3.5 shots. Jack Hughes over 3.5 shots at -110. Those are our 3 favorite bets. You guys keep hitting that like button. We will continue to give out some of our favorite plays. We're now past 5,000 likes, so I owe you guys 2 more, but I want to make sure I answer any questions. So if you have questions, throw them in the chat. Definitely down to answer all of your questions to help you guys cash on today's action. But while you guys are populating the comment section with questions, or if you guys want to rant about some of the picks I've already given out, I owe you guys 2 more bets. So keep listening, keep paying attention, because I'm going to keep handing out these best bets as long as you guys keep hitting that like button. Okay, the next one we're going to go with, let's go with baseball, and I'm going to give it, this is a long shot play. So bear in mind, I do love this play, but this is absolutely a long shot bet of the day. So if you like getting something at good plus odds, pay attention right now. I am not saying this is a guarantee. I am saying this is a long shot, but this is we have not done well with our baseball bets in the last 2 days, so I figured I'd take a long shot, see if I could make up for it with one big swing. Here is our next favorite bet of the day. I'm giving it out because we exceeded 4,000 likes. It's Christian Walker, and we're going to go with over half a home run. So we're saying he's going to hit a home run today, is the general belief. And we're getting that at +650. So we don't often give out, I do love the home run, betting on home runs every day. It is actually something that I love to do. There's a couple websites and Twitter accounts that I go to see some of the best plays for home run hitters of the day. Christian Walker is one of those for today. Walker has hit a home run in 3 of his last 4 games after a loss. He's facing a pitcher that he's got great stats against. So for a number of reasons, I just want to reference his stats. Christian Walker is facing Alex Cobb of the San Francisco Giants. In his career, Walker has faced Cobb 14 times. He has 6 hits, which is good for a .429 batting average. That includes a home run, a double, 4 RBIs, 3 walks, and only 2 strikeouts. So we are taking the long shot bet at +650, Christian Walker over half a home run. So thinking Christian Walker is going to hit a home run today. That's one of our favorite bets of the day. I know it's long shot odds, but we're willing to play it. And because we exceeded 5,000 likes on TikTok Live, I will give out another one of my favorite bets of the day. But on this one, we're going to circle back to the NBA and back to that. Actually, let's give out one from the Nuggets Suns game. So this is our 5th favorite bet of the day. We're giving it out because we exceeded 5,000 likes on Twitter. Again, every time we hit 1,000 likes, we give out one of our favorite bets of the day, throw it up on the screen so you guys can check it out. Whether you want to follow or fade, we want to put it out there and give you the information behind it. Our 5th favorite bet of the day is going to be Devin Booker over 2.5 3-pointers. So for those watching on Instagram Live, again, our next favorite bet of the day is Devin Booker over 2.5 3-pointers made. We're getting that at -135. I really love this play today. First of all, he's going to have the ball in his hands a ton. Him and Durant, they're going to rely on them a ton for offense. But the trend I really like, Devin Booker has more than 2.5 3-pointers made in 8 of his last 9 playoff games. So one more time, Devin Booker is averaging 3.3 3-pointers per game over his last 9 playoff games, given the fact that 1, Nuggets are worse on defense on the road. 2, without Chris Paul, again, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, they're going to be relied on for so much of the Suns' offense. And finally, Devin Booker's been hot from 3. That trend talks about it. So for a number of reasons, Devin Booker over 2.5 3-pointers made is our 5th favorite bet of the day. Guys, you keep hitting that like button. We will continue to give out our favorite bets of the day. We are 40 minutes into the show. We've already given out 5 of our favorite bets. We have an hour and 20 minutes to go. Let's see how many we can give out. Keep hitting that like button on TikTok Live. Get us up there, guys. Appreciate all you guys joining us, following us. Make sure you hit that like button. And, of course, make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. If you're watching on TikTok Live, you can hit that link in our bio. It takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. You can check out our blogs with our favorite bets of the day for MLB, the best trends, the picks that we have for the NBA games, as well as our DFS lineup. You do not want to miss our daily fantasy lineup of the day. So make sure you hit the link in our bio. It takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Check out all of our content. I also want to make one special note. We haven't talked about this in any of our shows, but this is my one time to bring this up. Butt Fumble Sports is a sports content company, but we are actively recruiting the average sports fan to join the conversation. So if you love talking sports, like Vitamin here on IG, or One Big Deal 22, Deadpool 84, if you guys love talking sports, but you don't have a place to do it, or you'd like to do it more, come join Butt Fumble Sports. We will give you the platform, we'll give you the opportunity, the coaching, the reps, everything you guys need to succeed. So if you guys love talking sports, but you aren't in sports media, you aren't in that field, but you want to break in, reach out to us, DM us, contact us, hit us up on our website. Butt Fumble Sports is a sports content company created by sports fans, for sports fans, and we want to give every sports fan the opportunity to be a part of the conversation. We love talking sports. We know you do too. Make sure you're a part of the conversation. Reach out to us. We are democratizing sports media. What do those guys on TV know? Very little. They know about as much as you. Join us. Be a part of the conversation. Okay, that's my shtick on that. That's my spiel. Now we've hit over 6,000 likes because you guys are awesome and you guys keep hitting that like button. Like I said, every time we hit another 1,000 likes, we give out one of our favorite bets of the day. You guys keep hitting that like button. We will continue to give out some of our favorite bets of the day. Now, that said, we did give out one of our favorite bets already in terms of baseball, but I am going to use this one as one of our favorite bets of the day for this segment as well. And I bring it up because One Big Deal 22 in the chat went with a different direction, so actually that's why I'm bringing it up. One Big Deal 22 has the Yankees on the money line today. Butt Fumble Sports does not. So, our 6th favorite bet of the day. Keep in mind, by the way, we are, in the last 2 days, we're 5 for 6 in our MLB game bets. 5 for 6, so we've been hot on these. We are going to go with Tampa Bay. Let's go, let's spell it out. Tampa Bay Rays on the money line, and we're getting that at -125. So, we're going to break this one down. First of all, you can see on the screen, based off of, again, this is the website we use to look at the weather and how the weather is going to impact the factors and the scoring in MLB games. Yankee Stadium, the wind is blowing out. blowing out to right center, that is a great sign for offense. Now, home runs, it says home runs won't be helped or hurt by the weather. I actually view that as a positive because if the weather is neutral, Yankee Stadium is a home run ballpark when the weather isn't a negative factor. So I like the idea that there are going to be home runs in this game. -9 runs isn't terrible. It is the second worst of the day, but I actually don't think it's that bad. Now, doubles and triples, they're saying, are going to be impacted by the weather. But home runs aren't, so it tells me the likelihood of a home run is actually up. Likelihood of a double being down, that's okay by me. What's one of the best teams in baseball? What's the best team in baseball when it comes to hitting home runs? It's the Tampa Bay Rays. So the fact that the home runs aren't going to be negatively impacted by the weather, I like that because the Rays should be able to hit some dingers in Yankee Stadium. And keep in mind, the Rays have a number of really talented left-handed hitters. You think they're facing Domingo Germán, right-handed pitcher, Yankee Stadium, that short porch and right. There should be some home runs hit by the Rays tonight. Okay, continuing to talk about this game. One of the other reasons I wanted to bring up this game is we look at the trends, Rays on the money line, and the Rays on the money line has been a strong play. Not the last two games. They did lose their last two against the Baltimore Orioles. However, the Rays are 6-1 in their last 7 road games with the total set between 7 and 8.5 runs. The Yankees are 2-8 in their last 10 games. Their last 10 in game 1 of a series. So Yankees are not good to open up a series. They're 2-8 in their last game 1 of a series. And finally, the Rays are 6-2 in their last 8 road games. So the trends are in favor of the Rays. Also, the starting pitching matchup. Drew Rasmussen, I may be saying that name wrong. I know some people say it Rasmussen, but that's pretty weird to me. But anyways, Drew Rasmussen has pitched really well in his career against the Yankee hitters. There you see, what's interesting is both these pitchers actually had good starts earlier this year against the team they're facing today. But Rasmussen, he gave up 0 runs in 5.2 innings. Germán, he gave up 3.6 whatever over 5. For a number of reasons, I like the Rays today. I like the starting pitching matchup. I like the weather in their favor. I like the fact that Rays hitters against Germán have a .256 average, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 7 walks to 19 Ks. For a number of reasons, I do like the Rays on the money line today. So again, because we hit over 6,000 likes, we have 6 of our favorite bets up here on the screen. Number 6 was Rays on the money line today against the New York Yankees. One Big Deal 22 is asking about Aaron Judge home run today. Let's dive into it a little bit. So the answer is I would like it if I liked Aaron Judge against Rasmussen. Here's the problem. Let's check out Drew Rasmussen's stats against Aaron Judge. That's a righty-righty matchup. I do like the idea of Aaron Judge going the opposite field, taking a fastball to the opposite field. But here's the problem. Aaron Judge in his career against Rasmussen, 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts. The only hit was a single. Not a great look. I know it's a very small sample size, but the fact that 3 strikeouts out of 4 at-bats doesn't see him well. Doesn't make good contact off him. Not a great look. I'm not opposed to Aaron Judge home run. I'm kind of curious what the odds are on Aaron Judge home run. Let's take a look. Let's go to our Outlier app and let's actually dive into Aaron Judge home run. So let's look at Judge. Aaron Judge. And let's look at... Do they even show? There we go. Home runs. Okay. Here you're just seeing it. It's not a good trend. It's not. I mean, obviously he hasn't played over the last, so let's say over the last 20. I mean, if you want to say somebody's due, I mean, Aaron Judge is due to hit a home run. I just don't like the matchup. I don't like the matchup against Rasmussen. Aaron Judge has kind of been cold of late, too. You look at some of the trends, the insights on the left side of your screen if you're watching on TikTok Live and on YouTube. Judge has failed to have 1.5 total bases. in 10 of his last 11 games after a win. He's failed to have an RBI in 8 of his last 10 games overall. He's failed to have over half a hit in 10 of his last 15 games at home against an opponent with a winning record. For a number of reasons, I am not crazy about Aaron Judge today. Here's an interesting one, though. Here's an interesting stat. And again, we've been looking for stats mid-show. Our actual in-game, when we discover a bet that we really like, that's actually gone off at we're 2-0 on those on the last 2 shows. So I actually have another bet that I like on this one. We're going to give out a bonus bet now. Keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that like button. This will go down as our bonus bet. This will go down as our like for 7,000 likes. I know we're not quite there yet, but keep hitting that like button. This will go down for that. See this trend on the screen right now? Look at this trend. The under has hit in 7 of the Yankees' last 9 games as an underdog in 2023. Interesting, right? Interesting. You're facing a good starting pitcher in Rasmussen. Herman pitched well against the Rays the last time they faced each other. If you look at the trends on your screen, let's see the head-to-head. The problem is head-to-head, the over's been the stronger play. We were getting excited over here. I thought we were going to find a good underplay in this Yankees-Rays game, but the more we look at it, I can't trust it. There's a fear of too much offense in this Yankees-Rays game. Let's just to have some fun. Let's look at what the total is set at and where the shift is. So there you see 8. Over 8 minus 120, under 8 at even odds, and then over 9. So 8, 8.5. Man, the under 8.5. The strongest trends are indicating that's a good play. Oh man, this is a tough one because I feel like there are going to be some home runs in this game, some runs scored. Under 8.5. I'm not crazy about it. I was going to get us excited, but no, I think I'll avoid it. But one big deal 22. Your question was about Aaron Judge. Like I said, I could see him hitting a home run. I wouldn't put the money down on it. Just not crazy about it today. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. That way you know every time we go live. You do not want to miss one of our shows. So make sure you're following us. And make sure you throw in your questions and comments in the chat. I know a lot of you guys have you bet DFS. You play prop bets, you play total plays. So if you have any questions, as you can see, we do our research right here in front of you. We are the deli that's going to make your sandwich right in front of you. That way you can see what we put on it. But we're going to do our research right in front of you. So if you have questions, we've got answers. Feel free to throw your comments and questions in the chat here for all of it. We've been live for about 53 minutes. So let us know if you guys have any questions. We're more than happy to hand out. Again, if you keep hitting that like button, we'll keep giving out some of our favorite bets of the day. For those who have missed the show so far, here are our favorite bets of the day that we will throw up on the screen. So in case any of you haven't watched the entire show, here are our favorite bets of the day so far. Okay, one big deal, 22 is asking, can you look at the Diamondbacks today, please? Of course we can. Thank you for the question. Look forward to diving into it. Let's start with the Ballpark app. Or ballparkpal.com. So here, Chase Field, minus 115 on the home runs, or minus 15% on home runs, rather. Wind blowing out to right center, should be a hot one. Total runs, interestingly enough, down as well, minus 5. So in this game, we did lean towards the under. Wasn't one of our favorite bets of the day, but we did lean towards the under. But big deal, are you asking about Diamondbacks on the money line? Diamondbacks to cover? That is true, Vitamin. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Those are going to be up in terms of extra base hits. That's right. But I think that's also part of the factor, just to Vitamin's question, part of the reason that's up is because their expectation of home runs is down. So it's saying instead of a ball being out of the ballpark, the likelihood that it hits the fence or it comes up just short on the warning track is higher. So even though that may sound like oh, extra base hits, that's good for runs. I don't necessarily think so, because it means instead of it being a run with a home run, it's just an extra base hit. You still got to knock them in. So it's part of the reason I'm not as high about the total in that game, to Vitamin's question. Okay, One Big Deal 22 is asking about the money line in that Diamondbacks game. So let's look at our Outlier app and jump into that game. Again, we're using the Outlier app, which is a great tool. If you guys want to get access to it, DM us on TikTok, Instagram, or on Twitter, and we will send you a link for a 7-day free trial to use it. It's an outstanding tool. Okay, we are looking at Diamondbacks on the money line. Interestingly enough, they're the underdogs in this game, so you're getting them at plus 125. The strongest trend of the day, Giants are 34-14 versus the Arizona Diamondbacks over the last 3 seasons. Don't know what we make of that. Giants have had better teams over the last 3 years than they do this year. Diamondbacks are playing better this year than they have over the last few years. So for a number of reasons, the Outlier app is showing this trend, but it's actually not one that necessarily stands out to me. Big deal. So actually this works in your favor, that strongest trend is taking too big a sample size from teams that really aren't as relevant. So we'll continue to break down this game. This is the Diamondbacks and Giants. Just looking at the Giants, out of their last 5 games, two wins over their last 5, and you can just see when they are winning, they're holding teams down. Their 2 wins are when they held their opponent to just 1 run. So you're really, if you're a Giants fan, in order to win this game, you're really relying on their pitching staff. And the problem is, you've got Alex Cobb on the mound today. Looking at Alex Cobb, he's got good stats to start the year. 2-1 win record rather. Just the 2 ERA, 2.01. He's actually pitched much better than I was aware of. Let's actually look into Alex Cobb a little bit more. I'm kind of curious to know what his game log stats have been. Has Alex Cobb been pitching well? I always think of Alex Cobb in his days in the American League with the Rays. So here's how he's done against the Diamondbacks. You can see on the screen, 275 average, just the 1 home run, but 14 RBIs, and maybe more importantly, 10 walks to 15 strikeouts. So he doesn't have a great track record against the hitters in the Diamondbacks lineup. I've already mentioned Christian Walker. We really like him today with that 429 batting average. Alec Thomas, 300 average. Pavin Smith, 333 average. Lack of power, lack of home runs, but the average isn't bad. I'm curious to know how Alex Cobb has done. Let's take a look at his splits. Curious to know how he's done. Okay, on the road, he's done better at home than he has on the road. You look at the OBA, much higher on the road. He's given up 5 earned runs on the road in just 13 2/3 innings. He is better in night games, for what that's worth. It's interesting that he's... I'm kind of curious to see how he did against the Diamondbacks in 2022. Sometimes I like to look at these if you do get a pitcher who played enough games. See here, that says a lot. Last year against the Diamondbacks, 28 innings pitched, 5.14 ERA. Something about this stands out. One Big Deal 2022. I may like this play for the Diamondbacks, especially on the run line. Who's the favorite in this game? Who's the favorite? The Giants are the favorite in this one. With the One Big Deal 22, I may like the Diamondbacks like you do on this one. Alex Cobb's been pitching well, but I'm a little hesitant. He didn't have good numbers last year against the Diamondbacks. He's pitched worse on the road this year. His ERA is 5.20 on the road this year. Sorry, that was last year. Wow, so that even says it more. He has a history of not pitching well on the road. So he has worse numbers on the road. He had bad numbers against the Diamondbacks last year. The average Diamondbacks, the Diamondbacks hitters collectively have about a 275 average against him. I would take Diamondbacks on the money line. One big deal. I like that. Diamondbacks on the money line. The one that actually stands out to me as I think about it is Diamondbacks on the run line. Diamondbacks at plus 125. Or rather, Diamondbacks plus 1.5. I could get at minus 125. One big deal 22. I really like that play. The idea that I could get Diamondbacks to cover 1.5 runs and I'm only getting it at minus 122 or minus 125 rather. I feel like that's a strong play. So to the question on TikTok Live about the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight against the San Francisco Giants, I would take Diamondbacks on the money line, but the one I actually have more conviction with is Diamondbacks to cover on the run line, so Diamondbacks plus 1.5. I'm going to jot that one down for myself, cover that one a little bit later. I actually don't bet on the run line enough. I feel like the run line is one of those bets in sports that isn't taken advantage of enough. There are a lot of one-run games, or you could still take advantage, obviously, if there's the upset. But for a number of reasons, do I really feel like the Giants are going to blow out the Diamondbacks? No. What have we really seen? We've seen when the Giants have won, they've held teams to fewer runs. Means it's going to be a closer game, naturally. Now, I do like the under in that game. I mentioned that a moment ago. But Diamondbacks on the money line, Diamondbacks plus 1.5 runs. Love it. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. If you're watching on Instagram Live, you're getting a behind-the-scenes view. That's why I've got the green screen behind me. If you guys got questions, feel free to throw them in the comments section. Definitely here to answer all of your questions. Appreciate you guys. And if you guys have any comments or questions on TikTok Live or on YouTube, we are here to answer all of it. I just got told by a member of our team that we have hit over 10,000 visitors on our website, buttfumblesports.com. Make sure you're one of our visitors. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Hit the link in our bio. Takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. And while you're there, obviously check out our blogs. We've got the best bets of the day. We have our daily fantasy lineup, our favorite MLB bets of the day, how we feel about the 2 NBA games today. Go there, get all the information that you need, trends, stats, everything that you could want. Also, while you're there, you can go check out our store. Butt Fumble Sports has a fun logo. You can see me wearing one of our sweatshirts right now. Super comfy, amazing. And of course, you can also check out our NFL t-shirts, which includes Deebo Samuel, Brock Purdy, the butt punt, what I call Jones on Jones crime with Chandler Jones and Mac Jones. So make sure you hit the link in our bio. Takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Check out these new shirts that we've just put up there, including a Young Guns shirt for the AFC. Make sure you guys are checking out our website. Again, hit the link in our website. Takes you right there, buttfumblesports.com. Appreciate all of you joining us. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're having a lot of fun watching our show. We are an hour into our show. And for all of those that are watching, want to make sure I throw up on the screen all the picks that we like for today. Again, every time we hit 1,000 likes, we give out one of our favorite bets of the day. We've given out 6 so far, but I owe you one more because we've now hit 7,000 likes. You guys are amazing. Keep hitting that screen. Keep tapping it. Keep hitting that like button. Get us all the way up to 10,000. We'll give out even more. But we have one more of our favorite bets to give out because we've hit 7,000 likes. I'll give this one out. We're getting closer to game time on this one, so I'll give this one out. I mentioned it earlier. We've been red hot on our baseball picks, 5 for 6 over the last 2 days. I'll give out another one of our baseball picks. I gave out the Rays just a moment ago. We're going to go with the Padres, Twins, and we're going to go under in that one. We're going to go under 8.5 runs. Under 8.5 runs at minus 135. I believe that's what it's set at. Let me double check the odds. Want to make sure I have those odds right. I thought it was 135. Under 8.5 at minus 118. So it's even better odds. Minus 118 is what we're getting it at. Oops. Minus 118. So for those who are watching, the reason I like the Padres Twins under 8.5 runs, Yu Darvish is on the mound for the Padres. Twins hitters against Darvish lifetime, just a 222 batting average, 2 walks to 19 strikeouts. So Darvish has pitched really well against Twin hitters. So for a number of reasons, I love that. And then we have a bunch of trends. The under is 5-0 in the Padres' last 5 games versus a right-handed starter. The under is 4-0 in the Twins' last 4 games versus a right-handed starter. The under is 6-0-1 in the Padres' last 7 interleague games. And the under is 5-1-1 in the Twins' last 7 interleague games. So for a number of reasons, the trends, the starting pitchers, we like under 8.5 runs in that Padres-Twins game. Vitamin, you're getting it at minus 110 on FanDuel. Love it. Love it. If you can get it at better than minus 118, take it where you can. Appreciate all of you guys joining us on Instagram Live. I hope you're enjoying this behind-the-scenes view of the show. If you're watching on TikTok Live and on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a subscriber, we're going to do some special shows over the coming days, so make sure you subscribe. We're going to have some shows that are exclusively for subscribers, so not everyone's going to be able to ask questions. It'll only be those who subscribe, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Francisco, that's fun to say. Francisco asks, Denver on the money line. Let's check it out. Well, actually, we talked about this one a little bit earlier, so I'm going to jump right into the chase since we did cover it a bit earlier in the show. We like the Suns tonight. We like the Suns tonight. The home team has won every game of this series, and we expect that to continue. Denver has not been a good road team throughout the regular season, so it's not like we're taking a small sample size of just the playoffs. Denver hasn't been nearly as good on the road as they have been at home. They're one of the best teams at home in the NBA. They're not nearly as good on the road. Suns have been good at home, especially in the playoffs. They have a hot streak at home. And I think Denver's defense hasn't traveled well. Suns backs up against the wall. I think the Suns on the money line is the play tonight. I also like the Suns to cover. So I like Suns on the money line, and I also like Phoenix minus 2.5. I think the Suns are going to win this game with the shooting and offense of Booker and Durant. I think they'll open up a bit of a lead. I think it's going to end about between 5 and 7 points. So I like Phoenix on money line, and I like Phoenix minus 2.5. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. We've just hit 7,000 likes, so we have given out, because every time we hit 1,000 likes, we give out one of our favorite bets of the day. Here are our 7 favorite bets of the day. If you want another one, hit that like button on TikTok Live. Keep hitting that like button. Make sure you drive us up there. Getting a comment here from Instagram Live from Vitamin C3AS3. Vitamin, you've been a really loyal follower. I appreciate you engaging with us. I want to give you a big shout out. Since you like the under on the Twins-Padres game, do you like both pitchers to cover strikeouts, and is no first run, first inning, a good bet in that game? So the answer is, I like the no first run. I like the no run in the first inning. I do like that. Because the only way that I could see that hitting is like a Juan Soto home run. By the way, keep in mind, Juan Soto's been red hot. So if you play DFS, you might want to throw him into some lineups. Like, he was off to a slow start for the year. He has been red hot over the last week or so keep your eye on him. So that's the only way I could see that run scoring in the first inning, Vitamin, is if Juan Soto cranks one. I like the fact that San Diego Padres facing a right-handed pitcher, they haven't been as good offensively against right-handed pitchers. I mentioned the over is 5-0 in the Padres' last 5 against a right-handed starter. So I do like the under. For that one, let's look at the strikeouts, because Vitamin's asking about the strikeouts for those 2 starters, and I can't speak to that, actually. I'm not quite sure, because just because I like the under doesn't necessarily mean that I like the strikeouts. So let's look at strikeouts. First one we're going to look at is Yu Darvish, under 6.5. Let's look at under 6.5. Man, that's been really hit or miss. So you can't see it, Vitamin, because obviously you're watching on Instagram Live. But if you're watching on YouTube or watching on TikTok Live, you can see the strikeout pattern for Yu Darvish. It really is, for every game he gets over 6.5, he follows it up with 1 under. I guess you're fortunate that he only had 6 strikeouts in his last game. Maybe that means that today is a better play. But I'm not... The thing I do like about it is 19 strikeouts against... Minnesota hitters to just 2 walks. I do like that ratio. It does tell me that he has a greater strikeout rate against the Twins than he does walk rate. Vitamin, if I had to go in a direction here, I think I would take Yu Darvish over 6.5 strikeouts. I lean slightly towards, tough. I would take the over. I think he's going to get 7 strikeouts today. I'll take the... Wait. I don't want to do that just yet. Wait for me to... I haven't done my full research. I don't want to give out that pick just yet. So before I do, let's look at something else. 2023, this is another website we love to use. We brought this up before. Fangraphs. I want to see how the Twins have done against right-handed pitchers at home. I want to see how the Twins have done against right-handed pitchers at home. So we're looking up Vitamin. You asked this question on Instagram Live. We are looking up right now, how have the Twins done against right-handed pitchers at home? And the reason we're looking into it is I want to see if Yu Darvish has a greater... That's what we wanted to see. Boom. The Twins have the 4th most strikeouts at home against right-handed pitchers in the league. 4th most. So, love that. I like the idea that, according to the Outlier app, Yu Darvish has had this kind of back and forth. Every time he goes over 6.5, he follows it up going under. He had under 6.5 strikeouts in his last game. Vitamin, watching on Instagram Live, I think the direction I'd go in, I would take Yu Darvish at 7. I would take it over 6.5 strikeouts. I will not say the same about Bailey Ober, who's the starting pitcher of the Twins. I wouldn't touch his strikeouts. But for Yu Darvish, I like his strikeout rate against Twins hitters. I like the trend of kind of he hits, then he misses. He missed last start. I think he'll come back. And maybe most importantly, this stat we found on Fangraphs, the Twins against right-handed pitchers at home, the Twins have the 4th most strikeouts in baseball. That's the kind of stat that really stands out to me. And there's a decent sample size. 556 plate appearances so far by their hitters. 144 strikeouts. Yikes. That's what we wanted to see, Vitamin. So answering all of your questions, Walter Bloom. Walter Bloom is asking about Manny Machado. Manny Machado to get a hit. So let's take a look at it. Manny Machado to get a hit. Let's look at Manny Machado. So you're asking about over half a hit. Here's a strong trend, Walter, that you'll like. Manny Machado has gotten at least a hit in 11 of his last 12 games on the road after a loss. Interesting. Now, what's interesting about it is, Walter, Machado to get a hit, the over is at minus 245. So it's not a great play either way. Machado to get a hit over a half is minus 245. So I'm not crazy about it. You're not really getting a lot for the risk that you're taking. If you wanted to go over 1.5, now we're getting into that risky area. Let's take a look at over 1.5. There you see, that actually isn't a terrible play. 2 of his last 3, 3 of his last 5. I'd like to see his splits, though. Let's take a look at Manny Machado stats. I want to look at his splits. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Every time we hit another 1,000 likes on TikTok Live, we do give out another one of our favorite bets of the day. So make sure you guys are hitting that like button. So he hasn't faced the starting pitcher, obviously. So no data there. But that's one of the reasons I'm not crazy about it is whenever you're having a player face a rookie, hard to kind of get information, feel like you're getting some good data on it. Okay, Here are some trends that don't work in your favor when it comes to looking at Manny Machado to get a hit today. Look at his stats versus right-handed pitching versus left-handed pitching. Yuck. Yuck. So, Walter, in case you missed it, we've been looking at Manny Machado's stats, and one of the things we're showing is, look at this. Against right-handed pitchers this year, a 173 batting average. Now, I combine that, look at how he's done on the road. 219 batting average. So he's worse against right-handed pitchers, he's worse on the road, and he's worse during day games. What is today? He's facing a right-handed pitcher on the road in a day game. So Walter, just based off the data and the stats, I wouldn't touch Manny Machado today. Not on home runs, not on hits. I just wouldn't touch it. Like, yeah, it's a negative for me. He doesn't hit right-handed pitching well right now. He's not hitting well during day games. He's not hitting well on the road. That's 3 strikes for me, 3 strikes in baseball, and you are out. I'm not touching it. One Big Deal 22. You're looking at the over in the Royals-White Sox game. That's interesting because one of our viewers on Instagram Live was saying that he liked the over in that game as well. Let me bring up why I wasn't as crazy about the over and I was actually going with the under in that game. So I was looking at the under 9 runs in that game. And the reason I was looking at it is because we're getting background noise. Oh, I think we've got, yep, the Manny Machado website. Thanks, please. Thank you. Caught it. Yeah, every time we go to ESPN sucks. They just play commercials unnecessarily behind us. So, yeah, Vitamin hates the starting pitchers in that White Sox Royals game. Brady Singer, who, yeah, he sucks, like 8.82 ERA. Mike Clevenger has not pitched well, like, really has fallen off over the last few years. Clevenger had a lot of promise a few years ago when he was in San Diego, but for a number of reasons, he just hasn't been the same guy, for whatever the issue may be. But with that said, Brady Singer sucks. Okay, let's look at Brady Singer. Maybe you guys can convince me to go the other way on this one. I mean, Brady Singer's stats are just god-awful. Just terrible. Let's see how he's done against White Sox hitters. See, here's what's throwing me. And it goes to Vitamin. It goes to your question. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Vitamin, it goes to your question. So Brady Singer's been god-awful this year pitching. His ERA's bad. We know that. But look at his stats against the hitters in the White Sox lineup. We're looking at stats. If you're watching on TikTok Live and you're watching on YouTube, we pulled up how his stats are against the hitters that are on the roster of the White Sox. Yeah, it's a 253 batting average, but only 4 RBIs, 1 walk to 18 strikeouts. They're just not making great contact. It's a 253 average, but you're getting 538 from Tim Anderson. There's not another hitter who has over 300. Only one guy has got a home run against him. That was his only hit. Gavin Sheets, 1 for 10. The one hit was a home run. But this isn't a White Sox lineup that hits him well. So Vitamin, that's what was throwing me off. Casey, I'm with you. I wouldn't touch this game. This feels like a trap game. It's a game in which you go, oh, it's the White Sox and it's the Royals. Let's take the over because those are 2 dog shit teams, bad pitching. But for a number of reasons, Brady Singer's got bad stats this year, but against these White Sox hitters, the only player that really hits him well is Tim Anderson. That said, Tim Anderson's a play today. So Vitamin, Casey, Walter, for those who are watching right now, let's look at Tim Anderson really quick. Let's see if we can get a good player prop bet with him. Because that is the only, by the way, normally, Vitamin, I'd be with you. Brady Singer, god-awful stats, but something about it just doesn't sit right with me, given that he also, because he pitches for the Royals, he's faced the White Sox enough, so it's not like you have a small sample size. Now here, let's take a look. Tim Anderson total bases. Man, the under's been a really strong play lately. He only has one 1 base. Wow. Tim Anderson's kind of struggling. I might like him to break out of this. Baseball, one of the reasons I'm wondering if we've been struggling with some of our baseball player prop bets is we follow trends. Like, that's what Butt Fumble Sports does. And I wonder if in following trends, you're kind of setting yourself up in baseball for that, you know, he's got a hit in 10 straight games. Well, he's due to not get a hit. You know, I feel like in the other sports, you can kind of find the moment where they're finding their average. In baseball, if someone's really hot, it almost makes you wonder if they're due to cool off. Or if someone's cool, if they're due to get hot. I will say Brady Anderson has really good success against Brady Singer, so something to keep an eye on. Day games in general are weird, like the players don't play as hard. Casey, not just that. I feel like baseball, we all know baseball players are creatures of habit. You don't get the morning batting practice. You don't get batting practice before the game. Your sleeping pattern is off. If you played a night game the day before, everything is just compacted. For a lot of these teams, this is also a travel day. So you play this game, and then you're immediately getting on a plane. So it's not that so much that I don't think they play hard, but Casey, I kind of agree with you that day baseball games are really hard to predict. First of all, you have the sun. You have fans in the stands who could be wearing white shirts. I actually talked about this to a friend of mine, that famously that Fenway Park, day baseball games at Fenway Park, if there's a left-handed pitcher on the mound, they're really hard to see at Fenway Park in day games because their arm slot comes right through the fans in center field. So a white t-shirt or a white jersey out in center field stands makes it hard. So for a number of reasons, Casey, you hit on something. Day baseball games are really hard to bet unless there's really good weather, which we will get. In the next few months, there are going to be some day baseball games where the weather's going to be hot, the ball's going to be jumping. Those are great opportunities to take the over. But early in the season, April and May, day baseball can be really hard to predict. It's not as warm. Shadows, the trends and the routine of the players is impacted. So a lot going into it. Walter, did I just say Brady Anderson? I meant Tim Anderson. Brady Anderson, we're not talking about steroid use. We're not talking about the Baltimore Orioles. So no Brady Anderson in this one. Okay, Vitamin, you're asking about. So Tim Anderson against Brady Singer. Tim Anderson against Brady Singer. 13 at-bats lifetime. 7 hits. So a .538 batting average against Brady Singer. And when you have 13 at-bats against one pitcher, that's a really big sample size in baseball. So to have a .538 batting average against him, love Tim Anderson today. Love that play. Okay, getting word from our producer, some breaking news just in case any of you guys were curious. This isn't too shocking, but definitely want to make you guys aware. Oh, man. Forgive me, I got the Bo Jackson hiccups. Oops. This is bad now. Oh, no, the hiccups. I mentioned Bo Jackson. Did you guys hear the story? He's getting surgery because he's had hiccups for a year. Oh, no. I've got the hiccups now, too. But Bo Jackson has had the hiccups for a year. I feel so bad for that man. Having the hiccups sucks. So anyways, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is expected to play for Game 6, barring a setback. It's what we expected after kind of word came out late last night. But want to make sure, this is according to Bleacher Report, Anthony Davis will play Game 6 or is available for Game 6, barring a setback. Thank you to our producer for making sure we were aware of that. Oh, sorry. Vitamin on Instagram is asking about Luis Robert. How is Luis Robert done against Brady Singer? 14 at-bats, 4 hits. 14 at-bats, 4 hits, so a .286 average. What's interesting is 3 strikeouts. So really not that great, given that he doesn't have any extra base hits. He almost has as many strikeouts as he does hits against them. And the sample size is 14. Not great numbers. So Brady Singer against the White Sox is sneaky good. At least better than what we expect. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. Hit that follow button. And of course, hit that like button. Let's get up to 10,000 likes. Let's make sure we cash on it. Let's make sure we show more of our favorite bets of the day. Every time we hit another 1,000 likes, we give out one of our favorite bets of the day. Let's get up to 8,000 likes. Let's give away another one. So Jake, yes, Jake, appreciate you joining us again. We got Bam Adebayo right. That one cashed. We didn't get Draymond Green. You should have gone with your gut. We didn't touch him on points. I understand, I brought it up earlier. Last night we loved him on points plus rebounds plus assists or some kind of combination. But that said, points, we didn't know what to get, what we would expect. I thought it would be more the shooters of the Warriors, and Draymond would be a facilitator. Turns out Draymond had a pretty good scoring game of his own. So, Casey, how do you like Senga today? I really like him. Starting pitcher of the Mets. He's pitched really well this year so far. He's made a good adjustment to the major leagues. And what's the one thing we've noticed? When he faces a team for the first time, they usually have a really tough time, especially with that like ghost fork or whatever that is. So they have a tough time with his motion, picking up his pitches. So for a number of reasons, the fact that the Twins haven't faced him yet. Sorry, not the Twins. What am I talking about? Who are the Mets playing today? The Reds. Sorry, the fact that the Reds haven't played him yet is one of the reasons I actually really like him today. So I like Senga today on the mound, but additionally, I also like the Mets in that game. I like Mets on the money line in that one. They've got the better starting pitcher. I think they've got the better chance of winning that game. So Casey, I do like Senga on the mound. I like the Mets to beat the Reds today. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Do like Colton just did. Hit that like button. Colton, appreciate you hitting the like button. Get us up to 8,000 likes. Once we get up to 8,000 likes, we will give away another one of our favorite bets of the day. For those who are just joining the show, here are the 7 favorite bets that we've given out so far today. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Hit that like button. Let's get up to 8,000 likes. Let's give away another one of our favorite bets of the day. I've got a bunch left. I was ready to go up to maybe 10, 12,000 likes today. So give out 10, 12 picks. Make sure you're hitting that like button. We've got our picks all ready to go. Just waiting on you guys to hit that like button. Appreciate all the support you guys show us. Let us know if you've got any questions about any of the games today. Bets to make, play or prop bets, anything. We're here to help you out with our research using the Outlier app, covers.com, everything else. So Adam's here on Instagram Live. What time does the live stream start? So we have different times for different days. We have the schedule pinned on our TikTok channel. But for today, it was 11 a.m. We started at 11 a.m. We will go until 1 p.m. So we have about a half hour left of the show, Adam. But the other one, or Adams, but tomorrow we have our show at 3 p.m. So we try to do about 2 hours before the first baseball game of the day starts. So tomorrow, for all of those who we're not done yet. We still have a half hour left today. But tomorrow, if you want to watch our show tomorrow, we will be live from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday. If you want to watch us tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. And again, tomorrow we're going to be loaded up with MLB, a full slate. We'll have NHL, we'll have MLB, NBA rather. So you won't want to miss our show tomorrow. Make sure you're following us. If you're watching on Instagram Live, make sure you follow. If you're watching on TikTok Live, make sure you're subscribing and following. If you subscribe, we will have some special shows later in the week that are only for subscribers. Yes, we are on the East Coast, so these are East Coast times. That's 3 p.m. on the East Coast. Friday is when we will have our show. Most of the week, we are going to be live at 1 p.m. or 11 a.m. So when there's day baseball, we will be live at 11. When there's night baseball, we will be live at 1. But tomorrow, we will be live at 3 p.m. from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. You guys are freaking awesome. I want to give a big shout out to the entire Butt Fumble Sports community. We just hit 8,000 likes. You guys are doing your work at home, hitting that screen, tapping that screen, and getting us up to 8,000 likes. Because of that, I owe you guys another one of my favorite bets of the day. So let's add to the list of bets that we have. I'm going to go with an MLB bet. This is not a great bet in terms of odds. This is a bit of a heavy favorite bet. But that said, it's a great bet, I think, to parlay with some of the other bets that can be made. Some of the other bets either that we've offered or some of the other ones that you want to look at. I really like this play today. Really strong, really like it. Here we go. Yandy Diaz of the Tampa Bay Rays. We like his over half a hit. Over half a hit. We're getting at minus 258. You guys are going to hate me. You're going to say minus 258. Screw that. I hate that bet. But Fumble Sports is giving out a loser play. Well, you may want to play it into some parlays, and here's the reason why. Yandy Diaz has a hit in 5 of his last 6 games against the Yankees, and he's got great numbers, outstanding numbers against Domingo Germán. So not only does Yandy Diaz have have a hit in 5 of his last 6 games against the Yankees, but lifetime against Domingo Germán, Yandy Diaz has a .353 batting average with a home run, 4 RBIs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. So he's faced Germán 17 times. He has 6 hits, a home run, 4 RBIs. I know minus 258 won't get a lot of you guys excited, but this is a good bet to make if you're especially going to parlay it with another player prop bet. So Yandy Diaz over half a hit at minus 258. You guys might roll your eyes at the minus 258, but this is going to be a bet that cashes. Mark my words. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Again, once we hit now 9,000 likes, we'll give out another one of our favorite bets of the day. And I will tease this one a little bit. We will go back to... We'll give better odds on this next one. We will give much better odds on this next one. So keep hitting that like button. Again, we're loaded up. We have about 25 minutes of show left, 30 minutes of show left. So make sure you're hitting that like button. We have a bunch of other favorite bets to give out. So make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's get up to 9,000 likes. Let's get up to 9,000 likes real fast. That way I can give out another one of my favorite bets of the day. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get up there really quick. I've got a great one sitting right here. I want to give this bet out, so hit that like button. Appreciate all those who are watching across our platforms. Instagram Live, you guys are getting the behind the scenes view, but we're certainly paying attention to you. So if you guys have questions on the Instagram Live view, throw them in the comments section. We'll answer all of them. If you're watching on TikTok Live, we are here to answer all of your questions. If you're watching on TikTok Live or YouTube, you also get the benefit of our screen. You can see all of our research done in real time. And that way, if there's something that you don't like or you see that stands out, you can ask a question. And obviously, you can get all of this research. If you want to get access to the Outlier website and app that we use every single day, DM us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or Twitter. We will send you a link that gives you a free 7-day trial to use Outlier. So make sure you hit us up, and we will deliver that link to you. Appreciate all of you guys on Instagram Live hitting that like button, as well as those on TikTok Live. Let's get up to 10,000 likes really quick. That way I can give out 2 of my favorite bets. Let's get past not just 9,000. Let's get up to 10,000. That way we can give out one of our favorite bets of the day. We also do this during the fantasy season. I'll also do it this way. If you give us a gift, the only way we can jump the line. So either 1,000 likes. If we get to 9,000 likes, we'll give out one of our favorite bets of the day or a gift. I always do that as well. We do that during fantasy season. Vitamin, I need to learn how to find you on YouTube Live to see the back of the screen. Never use YouTube. Okay, if you go to our YouTube channel, But Fumble Sports on YouTube, you can find us there right now, Vitamin. But Fumble Sports on YouTube. Casey delivering for everybody else. Casey, thank you for the little Diney. Thank you for the gift, and because of that, I get to give out one of my favorite bets of the day. So every time we hit another 1,000 likes or one of you guys gives a gift, we will give out one of our favorite bets of the day. Casey comes through for everybody. Casey, thank you so much. So because of that, we will give out one of our favorite bets of the day. This one's going to be another baseball bet, and it's also going to come from that Tampa Bay Rays New York Yankees game. We're going to go Anthony Rizzo, and we're going to go over half a hit. Over half a hit for Anthony Rizzo, and not half a hit, this is total bases, Over half a total base, so he's going to get at least 1 base. One of the reasons we like this is Anthony Rizzo, whether it's hit by pitch, a walk, or a hit, he gets on base quite frequently. We love this play. Anthony Rizzo, over half a total base at minus 170. I love that play. If you parlay Diaz and Rizzo, I feel like that's a really strong 2-player parlay for MLB today. Anthony Rizzo has over half a base in 13 of his last 14 games at home after a win. So Anthony Rizzo getting on base at home after a win has been a consistent play. I like the idea with Aaron Judge back in the lineup. It gives some depth to that lineup. I think it puts less stress on Anthony Rizzo. It also means that starting pitchers are going to focus less on throwing their best pitches to him and more to Aaron Judge. So for a number of reasons, I like Anthony Rizzo over half a total base today. I'm getting that at minus 170. And that pick is brought to you by Casey Hammond, who sent the little tiny diny. Thank you so much for that, Casey. And that pick is because you sent that gift. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Make sure you guys are following us. Make sure you follow us on TikTok Live, Instagram Live, and on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share the channel. Make sure you let others know. Of course, for all of you who are watching, let others know about Butt Fumble Sports. We're going to be live every single day, talking daily fantasy, sports, everything that you need to know. Vitamin, welcome to the YouTube channel. Appreciate you joining us. Vitamin's been watching on Instagram Live, but finally he has joined our viewership on YouTube. You should too. If you're missing out on the screen behind me, you do not want to miss it, because yes, you can see my favorite bets of the day, makes it easy to track them, but that's not why you want to see it. It's because look at all the data we're going to throw up on the screen behind me. We can look at all of these games, all the player prop bets, all of this information. Look at what we can do. We can dive in. This was for Tim Anderson. We can dive into Tim Anderson's stats, the probability that some of these player prop bets hit, how likely these props have hit over the last 5, 10, 20 games, how they've done in head-to-head matchups, how they've done in 2023. So much information at your fingertips and obviously made available to you as you watch our broadcast on YouTube. So like Vitamin, make sure you guys go to our YouTube channel, Butt Fumble Sports, and make sure you watch every single show on YouTube. We have so much content there as well, so just when the show ends, that doesn't mean your Butt Fumble Sports experience has to end. We have so much there. Adams, that will be on the YouTube channel. That's right, Butt Fumble Sports on YouTube is the place to watch us. If you're not watching there, you are missing out on some great information put on behind me on the screen. If you're watching on Instagram Live, it's a cool view, but you're getting the green screen behind me. So not the information, but rather just the green screen, the behind the scenes view. If you're watching on YouTube, you're getting the full experience. Obviously, you're also seeing the comment section that's up here on TikTok Live. Really important for everyone who likes to get the information. And not just that, but see it firsthand. See it firsthand. A lot of you guys are like, great, but I want to see the data. I want to see the stats. So important. That's why we use this app. Outlier, outstanding app. If you guys want access to it, DM us. We will share a link with you that gives you a 7-day trial. So make sure you DM us. Appreciate all the support you guys are showing us. Again, let's get up to 8,000 likes. Once we hit 8,000, is it 8,000 or 9,000? It's 9,000 likes. Once we hit 9,000 likes, we will give out another one of our favorite bets of the day, or if someone gives us a gift. So Casey gave us a gift a little while ago. Those are the two ways we're going to give out our favorite bets of the day. Either every time we hit 1,000 likes, or if someone gives us a gift, that's the way we're going to give out our favorite bets of the day. For those who have missed our show at any point, here are our favorite bets of the day so far. So in case you missed it, here are the favorite bets we have so far. We have 9 up there, 8 because we have over 8,000 likes, and a 9th because Casey Hammond gave us that tiny diny. Thanks, Casey. Okay, we're getting a question here from Instagram Live. It isn't a gambling question, but it is a sports question. And again, we don't just talk gambling here or fantasy. We love to rant about sports as well. So the question we're getting from Nate DeGreat, 39, thoughts on Jordan Love. My thoughts on Jordan Love are this. I don't like Jordan Love nearly as much as I would have if he had an additional year. I think the Packers have kind of actually backed themselves into a corner a little bit. So if he pitches really well, if he plays really well, they're going to have to move on his option year sooner than they really want to. You're really going to get about 1 year of play from Jordan Love before the Packers have to make a decision whether they want to extend him the additional year or not. Now, that might be financially frugal given the price of quarterbacks, but usually I want to see a quarterback get, let's say, 13, 15, 18 starts before I can really evaluate him. Jordan Love, he really is just an aged rookie. He hasn't been on the field a lot. He doesn't have a lot of chemistry with the receivers that he has. And even when he's played, even in college, I just didn't see the talent the same way that I saw from other players. So for a number of reasons, I'm not as high on Jordan Love as others are. I think it's important that the Packers move on and address him or give him his opportunity. But I thought they should have done so a year sooner. I thought if they were going to go through all this drama with Aaron Rodgers, they could have done it a year sooner, and that could have given them more information, more time to see what they really have with Jordan Love. I think the Packers made a mistake. I think they mismanaged the Aaron Rodgers relationship over the last 3 or 4 years. And actually, the thing that upsets me the most, why aren't they just loading wide receivers onto that team? Why do the Packers never draft a wide receiver? Whether it's for Aaron Rodgers or for Jordan Love, I don't understand why the Packers don't add offensive talent to help their quarterbacks. So I think Jordan Love is going to have an okay year, but I'm not expecting greatness. I think the run of Hall of Fame quarterbacks in Green Bay has come to an end. Casey, thank you so much for sharing the live. For all of those who are watching, make sure you share the live with all friends and family. This is a great place for sports fans to get information every day. Let other sports fans know about it. But Fumble Sports, we are the place for everything that you guys need. Jared, what's up? I told you about Draymond Green last night. You're right. We were wrong. We thought Draymond Green was going to have a good game in points, assists, and rebounds, but total points alone, we weren't as high on it. I thought he was going to be a better facilitator than scorer. I thought the three-point shooting of the Warriors would be kind of the star. It wasn't. Draymond Green had a phenomenal game. Jared, you called that one right. Okay. I love Derek White over in points. Let's check it out. Jared, who's watching on TikTok Live, just asked us about Derek White over on his point total. If you guys are watching on Instagram Live, go check us out on YouTube. You can check out the research we're just about to do right now here on our YouTube and TikTok Live broadcast. Let's go to NBA. Let's go to our player prop bet finder. Let's go to total points, and we're going to look up Derek White. So Derek White over 9.5 points. The question I have is, Jarrett, what total are you getting Derek White at? Total points, what are you getting at? Jarrett, let us know what you're getting the Jared White over point total at. Curious to know. Over 9. Over 9. Well, what's interesting about this is I immediately go to the Outlier website, and you're going to like this. Derek White over 9.5 points. The implied probability is 64%. Now, I understand that in the last 5 games has only hit 60% of the time, but the implied probability at 64%. Gotta like it, Jarrett. Gotta like that. I mentioned this to you guys before. Whenever I see something that's 60% or over, that immediately gets my ears perked up. That may be a bet that we like. By the way, in our last 2 shows, we have done our research and found a best bet during our show. We found Tobias Harris total points 2 days ago. We found Bam Adebayo over on rebounds yesterday. Our in-game research for NBA player prop bets, 2 for 2 over the last 2 days. Jared, you might be turning us into 3 for 3 because I kind of like this play. First of all, I mentioned this earlier in the show. I expect the Celtics shooting to bounce back tonight. I do not expect the Celtics to have back-to-back shooting performances like they did in Game 5. I expect them to bounce back. This is a really good shooting team. They were ice cold last game. They couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. I don't think that trend's going to continue because I don't think it had nearly as much to do with the 76ers defense as I thought it had to do with just the Celtics missing. Al Horford was god-awful. 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 7 from 3. Al Horford had 0 points. I don't expect that to be the case tonight. I expect the Celtics shooting to bounce back. And Derek White's a part of this. So let's dive into this stat right here. So Derek White, just look at this trend. He's under 9.5, 3 out of the last 6. But against Philadelphia, the 2 times that he missed were both at home. So interesting. He's hit it both games in Philadelphia. Derek White was over 9.5 points. Jared, I might like this play. I might like Derek White over 9.5 points tonight. I want to dive a little bit more into the research, but this may be a play that we like. Answering quickly a question on Instagram Live. Mario, I do like the Celtics -2.5 tonight. I think both teams that win on the money line will also cover the spread. I like the Celtics money line and to cover 2.5. I like Suns money line and for them to cover 2.5. I think both series will go 7 games. And for 2 reasons. One, I think the Celtics play better on the road than they do at home, given what we've seen in the series. And obviously the Suns play really well at home. Suns are a great home team. Nuggets are not as good on the road. Casey, we'll get to your Al Horford in just one moment, but I want to finish out this thought on Jared's question about Derek White on the point total. Here's an interesting one. And this kind of speaks, Jared, to why I like this play. Look at the over 10.5. You're still getting that at good odds. So the fact you can get it at 9.5 and -180, I like it. So we're going to add this one. We're going to add it to our favorite bets of the day. We put this one with an asterisk, as we do for all of the ones that we didn't have loaded up before the show, but ones that we make in show, the bets we make in show. Derek White, over 9.5 points. We're going to get it at -180. I believe, is it -180? -180, that's right. And again, yes, it's only hit 3 out of the last 6 games, but it hit both games in Philadelphia. I think the Celtics shooting bounces back. So Jared, I'm with you. I like Derek White over 9.5 points tonight. And we're getting that at -180. Taking a bit of a risk on it, but we like it. I actually want to look at one more stat before I actually lock it in. Derek White. I want to look at his game log stats really quickly. Unless the game log, because we just looked at that obviously using the Outlier app, I want to look at the splits. On the road, he's averaging about the same, about 12 points per game. We like that. Against the 76ers this year, against Philadelphia, he's averaging 16 points per game. So not only is Derek White shooting better in Philadelphia in the series, he's averaging 16.3 points per game against Philadelphia in the regular season. I like the play. Derek White over 9.5 points tonight. Put it on the board. Let's do it. Okay, we got a couple more questions. Casey, you hit us up about a question that we want to do some research on, and that is Al Horford, rebounds and assists combined over 9. Okay, let's look at it. Outlier app, do your work. We are going to reset our player, reset our prop. We will go to Horford, Al Horford. And let's look at the we're looking at rebounds plus assists. And Casey's asking about Horford rebounds, assists combined at 9. Looking at it. So 8.5, the over's a strong play. 8.5, you're getting an applied probability at 59%. 9.5, that shifts pretty dramatically to 58%. So let's take a look. Oh, here, you're going to like this. You're going to like this, Casey. Look at this. Even when it's missed, if you're getting it at 9, obviously you want to get it at 8.5. And this is why we like the Outlier app, because I can do this comparison shopping. I can find the best odds. I can find the best bet. But at 8.5, we love it. At 9, I still like it because then it's just been a push. But he's been at least 9 for every game of this playoff series. And for, 8 of the last 10 games, Horford has at least 9 rebounds and assists combined. I like the play because I feel like at worst you're getting a push. Now that said, I think Horford's going to bounce back. I think Horford will have a much better shooting game. Obviously, when you go 0 for 7, you hope he has a bounce-back shooting game. But I think Horford's going to be a good player tonight. I could see him getting like 3 three-pointers. So if you want to tack on points on top of rebounds and assists, I wouldn't hate it, Casey. But I do like Al Horford. I say over 8.5. Over 9, I don't like nearly as much. But over 8.5, you can get at -142. Over 8.5 at -142. I like that play, Casey. Like it a lot. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you hit that follow button. We have about 10 minutes left of our show. We have been live for an hour and 50 minutes so far. We are going to be live tomorrow at 3 p.m., so you don't want to miss any show that we ever do. Make sure you're following us. Make sure you're subscribing. Hit that like button, by the way. We haven't gotten to 9,000 likes. Once we do, we will give out another one of our favorite bets. So the way you can get some of our favorite bets, we'll throw them back up here on the screen. The way you can get our favorite bets, either give us a gift. You can jump the line and give us a gift. We'll immediately give out one of our favorite bets of the day. Or hit that like button. Let's get up another 1,000 likes. Let's get to 9,000 likes, and we'll give out another one of our favorite bets of the day. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Caleb had a question about Robert Williams blocks. Caleb had a question about Robert Williams and blocks. Let's check it out. So Robert Williams didn't come up. Robert Williams isn't coming up in our Outlier app. So they may not have him. Let's take a look. I'll have to do my research in another way. Robert Williams, rather. Let's just take a look at his game log. So when it comes to blocks, he didn't have a block last game. He has 7 blocks over his last 4 games, but he didn't have a block last game. Now, I would say I probably like him over half a block tonight, given that he didn't have a block last game. You figure he'll bounce back, he'll get at least one tonight. But the fact that we're just going off of game log isn't giving me a ton of confidence. Let's take a look at the splits. So he averages about 1.4 blocks, whether it's at home or on the road, doesn't matter. Pretty consistent with blocks. See how he's done against the 76ers. Again, this is going to be the regular season, which is going to be a small sample size because he only played once against them. Did he have a block? No, he didn't. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not going to touch it. What I would say is I wouldn't bet it. If you're looking at Robert Williams blocks, I wouldn't touch that bet tonight. I think I'd miss it. I think I'd avoid it. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Again, we have a few more minutes left of our show. You do not want to miss an opportunity to get all of our favorite bets of the day. So hit that like button. Hit that like button as many times as you can. Let's get up to 9,000 likes, 10,000 likes. Let's give away more of our favorite bets of the day. Guys, keep hitting that like button if you're watching on TikTok Live. As I mentioned a moment ago, we will be back on the air tomorrow at 3 p.m. Yes, we do like Padres on the money line. Yes, we do. We like Padres on the money line today. Absolutely, Cabell. We do like Padres on the money line. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button as many times as you can. Alexander, so good to see you. Appreciate you joining us for the last few minutes of our show. We have about 10 minutes left of the show. Alexander, if you've got questions, we've got answers. If you guys want some of our favorite bets of the day, there are 2 ways to get it. Either hit that like button. Let's get up to 9,000 likes and we'll give away another one. Or you can do what Casey did and give us a gift, and we will immediately give out one of our favorite plays of the day. Alexander's got some picks. So if you guys want to know what Alexander thinks, Alexander, throw your picks in the chat. More than happy to see the picks that you really like today. That goes for all of you, by the way. If there are picks that you guys like, feel free to throw those in the chat. Alexander's going with the Denver Nuggets. We're going in another direction, Alexander. We're going with the home team, the Phoenix Suns. So fading you on that one. You got the Dallas Stars, though. By the way, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs right. We haven't talked too much hockey today, but we got the Maple Leafs right yesterday. We did give out a player prop bet for the Devils Hurricanes. Oh, there we go. There we go. We just hit 9,000 likes. Thank you so much, guys. That's what we're looking for. Okay, because we hit 9,000 likes, we're going to give out another one of our favorite bets of the day. You can see the bets that we've already given out so far today. So make sure you guys are paying attention. We're about to give out another one of our favorite bets of the day because we just hit 9,000 likes. And here we go. We're actually going to give you one in that Denver Nuggets game. In that Nuggets Suns game, rather. Here we go. It's going to be Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon. What are we talking about when it comes to Aaron Gordon? We're going to go over 5.5 rebounds. Aaron Gordon, over 5.5 rebounds. We're getting that at minus 145. Minus 145. Here's the reason behind it. Aaron Gordon has over 5.5 rebounds in 8 of his last 10 games and 4 out of the last 5 times in the series against the Phoenix Suns. So he has hit over 5.5 rebounds in 8 of his last 10 games overall. And in 5 of the games in the series, he's hit over 5.5 rebounds 4 times. So we feel good about this trend. We like Aaron Gordon over 5.5 rebounds in today's game between the Suns and Nuggets. We're getting that at minus 145. Okay, guys, coming down to the final few minutes of the show. If you want another one of our favorite bets of the day, you know how to do it. Either hit that like button, get us up to 10,000 likes, or Casey coming through again, giving us a gift. Appreciate the hat and the mustache. You know what that means, everybody. We're giving out another one of our favorite bets of the day. Casey, you have been a hero of the show, giving 2 gifts, and therefore allowing us to give out 2 more of our favorite bets of the day. Here's one that we're going to give out. Marcus Smart. We're talking about that Celtics 76ers game. Marcus Smart. We are going to go with over 20.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. So we are going all in on a good Marcus Smart game. Given that the Celtics are up against the wall, I think Marcus Smart's going to come out with his hair on fire. Paperboy watching on Instagram Live, give us 1 second. We will review all the picks that we just gave. So give us 1 second. We'll answer that question. But to that point, Marcus Smart, over 20.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. We are going to take that at minus 144. So guys, I'm going to actually shorten this just so it's all on the same line. Because Casey just gave us that gift of a hat and a mustache, we were able to give out another one of our favorite bets of the day. And this one has to do with Marcus Smart. Oops, didn't mean to do that. This has to do with Marcus Smart. We like Smart over points plus rebounds plus assists over 20.5 at minus 144. Okay, for those watching on Instagram Live who want to hear a review of all of our favorite bets of the day, we're going to rattle them off right now. First of all, Jason Tatum over 29.5 points. I'm getting that at minus 115. I like that one. Joel Embiid over 26.5 points. I'm getting it at minus 275. Roll your eyes if you want, but I think those odds are, though long, I still like the idea of Joel Embiid getting that over, so you might want to parlay that with another one of our player prop bets. Going into the NHL, Jack Hughes over 3.5 shots tonight. We're getting that at minus 110. Love that play with the Devils up against it. Christian Walker, this is a long shot bet. Admittedly, I don't know if this is going to hit, but if it does, we'll feel really good about that plus 650 on the end of it. Christian Walker to hit a home run. Christian Walker of the Diamondbacks, we're taking it at plus 650. Walker to hit a home run. Another bet that we love today, Devin Booker over 2.5 3-pointers. Devin Booker over 2.5 3-pointers. We're getting that at minus 135. One of our favorite baseball bets of the day. We've been red hot with our baseball picks. The Rays on the money line. Rays minus 125 on the money line. Casey, the Mets are down 4-0 in that? Jesus. All right, we got that wrong off the start. Let's see if we can bounce back. Yikes. Terrible start. Yuck. Terrible start to our day. Hate it. Let's keep going. Good thing we didn't make it one of our favorite bets of the day. Good thing we didn't do that. We did not make the Mets-Reds one of our favorite bets of the day. So even though we talked about that game earlier in the show, I don't feel as bad about it because I had my confidence level down on it. So anyways, favorite bets of the day. Padres-Twins under 8.5. Under 8.5 for the Padres and Twins. I'm getting that at minus 118. A couple baseball player prop bets that we love. Yandy Diaz over half a hit, minus 258. I know you're rolling your eyes on me at that one, but Yandy Diaz has great numbers against Herman and the Yankees, so I love it. Oh, Casey's a Braves fan, so Casey's loving it. Casey, you didn't have money on it. You just got your favorite team. Good. By the way, Braves, tough spot with your starting pitchers. Wright injured, Fried injured. Oh no, the injuries to the Braves are starting to come quick. So hopefully that starting rotation can get some health to it. Continuing to bring out some of our favorite bets. Anthony Rizzo, over half a total base. I'm getting that at minus 170. Love that play. We did an in-show research bet. An in-show research bet. Derek White, over 9.5 points at minus 180. I will say this. Back-to-back shows, we have nailed our in-show pick. So Derek White is our in-show pick today. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. Aaron Gordon, over 5.5 rebounds. We're getting that at minus 145. And the last pick we just gave out was Marcus Smart, over 20.5 points, plus rebounds, plus assists at minus 140. And I thought we were done giving out our favorite bets of the day, but Casey Hammond says, no, you're not, but Fumble Sports. You owe us one more. Casey, thank you for the raccoon. Casey, appreciate the gifts. You've been awesome today. Really appreciate you. Want to give out this next pick because Casey gave us the gift of a raccoon. So just like a raccoon going through the garbage, we will go through our favorite picks of the day. Here's one for you we haven't given out that actually I loved. I loved this one last night. Joel Embiid, wait for it. We already talked about his total points, but wait for it. Joel Embiid over 2.5 assists tonight. Joel Embiid over 2.5 assists. We're getting that, not great odds, minus 245, hence the raccoon garbage. But Joel Embiid over 2.5 assists. Here's the reason why. Embiid has over 2.5 assists in 19 of his last 24 games. In fact, over his last 24 games, he's averaging over his last 24 games, he's averaging 4.1 assists per game. So Joel Embiid over 2.5 assists per game. That is another one of our favorite bets of the day. And I thought we were done. I thought we were done giving out our favorite bets, but just under the wire, we have reached 10,000 likes today. Appreciate all of you guys supporting us. So we owe you one more pick. This will be our last pick of the show. We've been live for 2 hours. So guys, make sure you're paying attention. This is going to be our last favorite bet of the day. Let's see if this one is also a winner. And this one's going to be... Here we go. This is also going to be in the Celtics 76ers game. We are going to go with Malcolm Brogdon. And we are going to go over 16.5 points and rebounds combined. And we're getting that at minus 167. So for all of those who have been watching the show, here are all of our favorite bets of the day. You guys have been incredible. We've hit over 10,000 likes. Because of Casey Hammond, we got 3 gifts. And because of that, we have 13, maybe even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 bets today that we are giving out. 14 picks. I'm not saying we're going to get all of them right, but here are the picks that we've done our research. These are the ones that the trends give us good reason to be optimistic. There are some that are not great odds. There are some that are long shot odds, but this is a wide range across NHL, NBA, and MLB. We have player prop bets. We have total plays. We have money line plays. So we are loaded up today. 14 different picks for you guys to look at, all up on your screen right now. Want to give a big shout out to everyone who's been watching on Instagram Live, checking us out. We will be live again tomorrow. And for those watching on TikTok Live and YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're not just following us, but also subscribing. We will have exclusive subscriber shows later in the week, so people who only subscribe will be able to comment. Make sure you subscribe on TikTok Live and on YouTube. If I don't say it enough, you guys are amazing. The support you show us, the love, the attention, the engagement, we are so grateful. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you guys so much. A couple questions are coming in late on Instagram Live, asking about the NHL. Really quick. I like the over in the Kraken Stars game. So that's the last pick we're going to give out. Kraken, I like the over in the Kraken Stars game. That's the last pick we're going to give out. Guys, make sure you hit the link in our bio. Takes you right to our website, buttfumblesports.com. That way you can see all of our content all in one place. Make sure you guys follow us. You can go check out our picks. If you guys want to see the teams I like in today's games, you can go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. You can see our research. We put stats and gambling trends in these articles. You can go check those out, as well as our favorite MLB plays of the day, and check out our DFS lineup. Our DFS lineup has been hot of late. Make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and go check out all of our content. We will be live tomorrow at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. on Friday, doing another 2-hour show tomorrow. So 3 p.m. Friday afternoon, that's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to be on the show again tomorrow, hear all of our picks, engage with us, join us tomorrow, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, for another 2 hours of sports content. We're going to talk betting, fantasy, rant about sports, talk about the games that went on tonight. Hopefully we have some Game 7s to look forward to this weekend. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Big shout out to Blease. Couldn't do it without you, Blease. Thank you so much. And of course, couldn't do it without this amazing Butt Fumble Sports audience. We've been live for 2 hours. And other than the fact that I'm losing my voice, it always goes by so fast because you guys are amazing. Humbled by the support you show us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When will we be seeing you tomorrow? 3 p.m. 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. We will be live again. So make sure you're following us. Make sure you're subscribing. Butt Fumble Sports will be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, have a great night, everybody. Stay healthy, stay safe. Good luck on your bets. Good luck with your teams. And can't wait to see you tomorrow for another great day, another great episode of Butt Fumble Sports.